certainly. We had a road trip into Itta Bena, Mississippi last week, take on Mississippi Valley State. Hard-fought contest, and we were fortunate to come out with the win. Thought our guys were resilient, they played well. For the most part, some things that we still have to work on and clean up. For the most part, guys played well from week 1 to week 2, and that's what you want to see. Or from week 0 to week 1, there were improvements. So we still have a ways to go, but I think that we did a good job. Overall, we scored points. We had great stops. We played well in the kicking game. So again, it wasn't an A+ performance, but it still was a winning performance all the same.
Coach, after coming back, how is Jalen Woods doing since Saturday?
He's doing better. He's progressing every day. So it's a day-to-day thing with him. You know, he's going through the concussion protocol and just basically how he feels. You know, you just never know when you have those type of injuries. So, you know, God is good. We're still praying for him, hoping that he'll have a more speedy recovery. So it's day-to-day with him.
Did you reach out to the conference as far as any more clarification on the hit and why there was no flag? And if so, what did they tell you?
Well, we're still waiting to hear back. Itta Banks has been on top of that from its inception. You know, from the time the big thing was at Valley, the replay wasn't working, and it wasn't on Valley's part. It was on the DB Sports part. So, but still in all, you know, we have film, and like I said, Coach Banks has been persistent and diligent about getting some clarification and some response back in terms of that. So when we find out, I'm sure he'll release something to let everyone know about.
Coach, how important is it to have replay in college football in 2025? Like, how important is that to the game?
Well, it's part of the game now, and it's very important. You know, just like a situation where we had one of the fumbles, and Cam Jefferson did a tremendous job of running the young man down, and they had him down at the 1. He actually stepped out at the 3. And so not having that replay, you know, of course, some folks thought it was a touchdown. You know, some folks thought, you know, he was at the 1, but he was actually out at the 3 when you watch it on film. So it's essential because, you know, those guys are human. Everybody's human. And they're going to miss some calls. And so if you have an opportunity to use technology to, you know, to help correct some of those things, that it's part of the game. So I never, like I tell the officials all the time, I'm not, you know, I don't expect them to be perfect. I just ask them to be consistent, how they're going to call the game. And then when you have the replay, it takes a lot of the human error element out of it. So it's important to have it in the game.
Well, Cameron McCoy, I know you said Jalen's day-to-day, but would you be comfortable saying Cameron's starting, or what's the starting situation?
Yeah, Cam's going to start. He had to finish Jalen. There's no way that Jalen's going to play this week because he's injured. And so, you know, it's a week-to-week thing, a day-to-day thing. And so Cam will definitely be the guy that goes out there.
After looking at the film, what is your thoughts, I guess, of the way that Valley was kind of throwing the kitchen sink at y'all with all the trick plays and the Wildcats and using the 2 quarterbacks? So,
well, I'll tell you, hats off to my assistant coaches and our team, you know, because, again, like I said last week, to go into a game and we were game planning based on schemes, what we thought they would do, you know, like defensively. They showed, the coordinator showed in his previous stops that he was a huge man guy. And they came out the entire game and played cover 4 and Tampa 2. So we had to adjust to that, and I think we did a good job. It takes a little while, and then just like offensively, we didn't know, we had an idea of what they were going to do. We knew there was going to be some gimmicks and stuff in there. Our guys did a great job. I thought we did a great job with the run game. The thing that we have to clean up is we got to make sure that we do a better job of dealing with the scrambling quarterback, because most of their yards was because we were running, you know, line games and twisting, and he was able to pull the ball down and get yards that way. But for the most part, guys played stellar run defense, short yardage defense. We got some turnovers. We missed a ton of interceptions, and that's something that we're going to work on. We continue to work on because, you know, we make those interceptions, you know, it's a totally different ball game. And then you keep a team's offense off the field, so you eliminate them from scoring when you take the ball away. So that's something that we'll have to continue to work on. But I thought going in, not knowing exactly what they were going to do, I thought the coaches and the players did a great job of adjusting.
How important is that coming into this week to keep Andrew Body and the Hornets offense off the field?
Well, he's a great quarterback. We know that he was at Texas Southern prior to transferring to Alabama State, and we know that he can hurt you with his legs, and he definitely does the RPO game well. So we have to make sure that our guys' eyes are in the right place. We're fitting up right. Run game, they got good running backs. They run the ball hard. Some of them are a little smaller than others. Scat backs. Carl Ligon is one of them. You know, we had him here as a true freshman. He's from Alabama, so I know he's probably chomping at the bit. So those guys, they have a good football team, and we just have to make sure that we're sound and that we play the way we're capable of playing.
What do you feel like is the biggest difference with Body now compared to the last time you've seen him at Texas Southern?
He's mature. He's mature. He's probably healthy. He's had 2 career-ending shoulder surgeries, season-ending shoulder surgeries, and he's recovered from that. And he's gotten older, and you can see the maturation process with him. So he's doing a really good job of facilitating what they're doing offensively.
Coach, this weekend, Southern's going to celebrate the 1995 National Championship team that you were a part of, and that Coach Peepers was a part of the Peepers Classic. What has Pete meant to you, and how is it going to be to see that 95 team come through?
Well, it's no secret. Coach means everything to me. Coach, my father passed the baton to him, and Coach took the baton, and he's still running with it. And I'm the man that I am mostly because of Coach. Coach, he gave me another opportunity at Winston-Salem State, and then he brought me down here to Southern University, and the rest is history. And to have a mentor, a father figure, someone who truly cares about young men growing to be successful men, and it's not just me, it's a ton of players that he's touched and he's helped and he's coached and developed and made us champions on and off the field and in the community. So I'm blessed and honored to have Coach Richardson in my life. Great 1995 team. We had a great run. We had an opportunity to go into it being the Heritage Bowl, as it was called. It was number 1 versus number 2, and we beat a really good Florida A&M team, 30-25, win the national championship. And it was an exciting time in Atlanta, and so it'll be good to see a lot of those guys come back and celebrate them as they commemorate the championship this year.
Coach,
95.
obviously you guys have a really tough opponent this weekend, but how big is it that you guys are going to be able to play that at home in front of your home crowd?
Well, it's huge. Anytime we get to play the game here at AW Mufflers with the crowd that we have, the energy, the atmosphere, it's a plus for us. A lot of people don't like to come to Baton Rouge to play Southern. So because they know that the crowd is really hostile and they're into the ball game. So our guys are fired up to have an opportunity to finally play at home, to play a game on the new turf, playing in front of our crowd and the band and everything that goes with it. So we're excited. It's a great football team, a really good football team. They're going to be fired up, ready to go. And we have a really good football team. And we'll just continue to get better week after week after week. And the guys are practicing well. The energy was high yesterday. They were really excited about getting out there. We went a little early yesterday because it was Labor Day. We usually go at night on Mondays. But because of Labor Day, no classes, we were able to get out there around 3 o'clock, and the guys really were locked in and focused and paying attention to the detail.
With the dropped interceptions, I guess, is that more of a mental thing where they know how to obviously play defense to catch the ball, but they just don't come up in that moment? What would you think?
Well, you just got to pay attention to details, hand-eye coordination. You got to make sure you catch the football. A lot of times defensive backs want to run before they catch the football, so we just got to make sure that we catch it and then run, so that's something that we will work on, continue to work on. That's basically what it boils down to is, hand-eye coordination, catching the football, securing it, putting it away. We do a ball security, turnover circuit. We do a tackling circuit every day. So we'll just continue to put the emphasis on that.
I know this game won't count in the SWAC standings technically, but how much do you expect to learn about your team when you're playing an opponent that you could potentially see in the SWAC championship?
Well, they all count, and that's how we look at it. Anytime I say it all the time, anytime they keep a score, they all count, and we're not worried about where it counts in. It counts in the tiebreaker deal. So it's Alabama State. They're in the conference, so we're treating it as a conference game. And so, it's very important for us to prepare and go out and be ready to go because, like I said, it counts. And that's how we look at it. We're not looking at it as a non-conference or a game that doesn't count because it does count in the standings at some type of way if it comes down to a tiebreaker or something like that. So, and plus, we're playing at home. So we want to win our first game at home in front of our crowd.
Expecting Holly and Franklin to play. I know they both got banged up late against Valley.
Oh yeah, those guys are gonna play. They went back in, after they got a little dinged up last week. So those guys are running around, bouncing around yesterday. So yeah, they'll play.
What concerns you most about Alabama State's offense after they put up 500 yards last week?
Well, they played well. They played very well. So we just have to make sure that we're fitting right and our guys' eyes are in the right place. You just got to make sure you're doing your job. Everybody has to do their job and do it well. And if we do that, then we give ourselves a great chance of winning the ball game.
You mentioned earlier about Cam Jefferson chasing down after that fumble. I guess did you highlight that in film, or just what kind of message does that show that a wide receiver is able to hustle that well in the game?
Well, not just a wide receiver, it speaks to the team. I tell the guys all the time, it takes no talent to give great effort. And so Coach Burrell has been preaching that from day one. And, to see Cam Jefferson embody that mindset, that as a coach you feel good because what you are relaying to the players, and then you see that manifest, that's what you want to see. And Coach has been preaching that and harping on that. If a ball's on the ground, if it's a fumble or interception, your job is to run the ball down, and Cam did a tremendous job. And Cam also had a great tackle on special teams when the punter pulled the ball down and tried to run onto their side. That was Cam Jefferson. So, that's what you want to see. You want to see the guys give great effort, regardless of what side of the ball is on or it's in the kicking game. And he embodied that. And, of course, we celebrated that, and we made a point to talk about that. And those things right there will give you chances of winning championships when you give that kind of effort.
Thank you, Coach Graves.
All right, thank you, Coach Jay.